Hey, it's Drybear. The Season 1 launch leak situation for the First Descendant has been confusing to say the least. So we started out with a 15-second teaser for the trailer that was supposed to come out next week for Gamescom. However, there was a mix-up and the full trailer was released at some point, probably on the original Korean YouTube channel, which was an extended version of the trailer, the teaser that we got so far. And there's continued to be more and more leaks, possibly from media outlets and some other places that are talking about new mechanics, new reveals. However, we haven't really had any major confirmation from Nexon that this is exactly what's going into Season 1. So first, let's recap what we know based on the material that Nexon themselves have put out, and then we'll jump into a lot of the leaks and predictions from journalists who probably do have media access to some of this information, but until Nexon actually puts out a post on it, or a dev blog, or a video, or a teaser, or something, probably next week during Gamescom, we won't know for sure exactly how these things work. Firstly, the new Descendant is named Haley, and she is a frost or chill element Descendant called the Sniper Descendant. She was part of a sniper squad, and then she was RK tested, found to have ice RK and chill RK, and then she continued on being a sniper, but does have that chill element. We also now know for sure that it is going to be Ultimate Freyna, that is going to be the new ultimate in the patch. She will have some cool 2 new mods and a new look that is kind of teased a little bit here in this trailer that you can see with that angle that they chose intentionally. There will also be a brand new Colossus fight that is going to take place after Gluttony. It looks kind of like the Hanged Man a little bit, but some extra mechanics being put in here, and it looks like another raid wipe as well. There's also confirmed to be a brand new dungeon, which looks pretty much like it's going to be in White Knight Gulch, along with Biolab and in that area. And we also know that there's going to be a brand new battle pass, which likely includes a new weapon and some new content that goes along with the new characters that are coming along, a new skin, a new ultimate pack for Freyna, that sort of thing. Now, that catches everyone up to the confirmed things that we've seen from the trailer and from Nexon itself that goes into this overall. Now let's dive into some of the things we've seen from the journalists, from news outlets and third-party sources that mention newer things that might be coming and probably are coming. But again, until we get official confirmation from Nexon, we don't know exactly what this is. Did this come from a media press conference? Is this a journalist reading into some like translated article or something? We don't know exactly where this info is coming from, but it is being posted around, so let's just make sure that we're covering it. The first thing to talk about is going to be the seasonal mechanic. This is a brand new thing that, again, hasn't been officially confirmed by Nexon, but it's similar to the idea of ARPGs having a seasonal mechanic. Some new way to get borrowed power for your characters that scale up their efficacy, that scale up their abilities, and make you create brand new builds only for that season, and then likely are lost at the end of the season and a new power is added into the next season. This one I'm not sure how I feel about in general, because I do feel like this looter shooters kind of feel a little bit different from ARPGs, and that having that borrowed power come in and out with a new mechanic is a nice way to make seasons effective and interesting. But I think the grinding aspect is probably the more alluring aspect for looter shooters. I would like to see them like push out a lot of characters and a lot of different modules that I can test out, rather than working on seasonal mechanics that will be gained and lost that you may not like, but it's forced on all characters across the whole entire season for 3 months. So if you like the season, it's good. If you don't like the seasons, is bad. And that's kind of how things go for ARPGs that use this system. They also say players can then use inversion reinforcement to gain incremental updates for, quote, hunting, attribute, recovery, and survival. These 4 words are used in every article that mentions this information. Again, this could have been a press release that was given out to journalists that didn't have an embargo, and so it was leaked. It might be poorly translated. I don't know if there's a clear understanding of what hunting, attribute, recovery, and survival means in the First Descendant, but this kind of information is being passed around, so it's possible that you can use this kind of seasonal mechanic to bolster your character, to do some kind of basic stats, and maybe that allows you to build differently. Like maybe this is HP and defense and allows you to build differently. Maybe it's shielding as well, or maybe even gives you firearm attack or skill power, and that can shift away. Like if you get like maybe say the seasonal buff gives you 100% skill power, then you can run things like shot focus, where you lose more skill power because you have excess, and it opens up the opportunity for more builds in your build kit. They also suggest that we will encounter an Ironheart for the first time, which we did in the main campaign. If this happens again, maybe we'll be able to activate the seasonal mechanic and have that. And then the inversion, like the Ironheart inversion polarity reset, has been a big part of the story progression anyways. It's also pretty much been confirmed that that the next character story will be for Freyna. We'll learn about how she accidentally poisoned her lover and how her life got flipped upside down by her power, and also how she went through the ultimate program. There's also mentioned of these kind of almost like Mythic Plus Greater Rift map mechanics coming through. So this is a new invasion style dungeon, a new way to play. So I've seen this referenced and discussed differently on 3 different news outlets. I'm not sure which one is real and which one is correct, but this one specifically says that they are solo missions catered to speedrunning. So they are more like a timed rift or a timed map in an ARPG where you want to clear it as fast as you can. The faster you clear it, the greater rewards you'll obtain, which basically, you know, a lot of people are concerned, and rightly so, that this would just encourage Bunny and Viessa and Valby, probably just Bunny, to get the best rewards out of it rather than being able to play the other characters. Maybe there's different dungeon mechanics that allow different characters to shine, but if it is just a Bunny clear dungeon, I feel like that's kind of a weird content to put in the game, and also play different than in existing mechanics. So this website, this journalist is suggesting that these are solo only, time-gated, speedrunning style content. Forbes is describing the new invasion dungeon as something that occurs randomly in 2 existing dungeons, and players will have the choice to switch to an entirely new invasion that rewards more rewards for faster clears. So it could be, maybe this is attached to them saying they want to have fixed affixes. They talked about how on the hard infiltration operations, they wanted to have these fixed affixes that you can select, and those will rotate. You'll have the ability to pick between different options and matchmake for those options and be able to get different rewards for that. But it also says that potentially this is for faster clears as well. So this kind of corroborates the idea that they might be more time-gated kind of content. And the way it's described on Gaming Trend makes me think that it might actually be more like World of Warcraft Invasions, where it pops up randomly on the global map and it will convert to a different kind of queue. So maybe we still have the same infiltration operations across the whole map. However, we're able to like randomly, 2 of the dungeons on the list based on a timer will rotate and become invasion dungeons, and you can queue for those specifically. And those are the time-gated options, and you kind of look at your map based on what's available. Maybe it's Biolab, maybe it's Forgottens, maybe it's Sepulcher, and it just kind of rotates through depending on the time of day, and you have to clear that, and maybe you try to find the dungeon that fits your character and build best and clear that as fast as possible to get the rewards that come out of it. There's also a lot suggesting that the new Colossus is the Death Stalker and will be a toxic element, so it'd be a nice change from what we have right now, so you'll have an easy way kind of countering that. And there are leaks suggesting the 2 new weapons are an assault rifle and a scout rifle. The scout rifle sounds correct, so this one's called the Frost Watcher, is a scout rifle obtainable through Season 1 content, ideal when paired with VS and Haley, and it reduces chill resistance while also enhancing the player's chilling attacks, which I'm pretty sure we're seeing it here in the trailer. So this weapon that we're seeing held is kind of looks like a scout rifle, and it doesn't look like anything. It looks a little bit like the Wave of Light, but not entirely. So either this is a weapon skin or it is the Frost Watcher that's being mentioned in these leaks. So this could be the new weapon that we're seeing shown here. It does seem to have a pretty fast fire rate for a scout rifle, but I think it does kind of line up with that description that we're seeing, and does seem to have a chill effect that comes out of it. The other weapon mentioned is the Excava, is a assault rifle, a versatile weapon that combines the unique versatility of an assault rifle with a powerful charged shot. This one's going to be interesting to see how it functions, but as you attack enemies, it charges up voltage, which can then be converted into an energy grenade with a precise shot. This powerful weapon can be obtained as a battle pass reward, and is also available through the free battle pass reward. So currently, we only have a couple weapons in the game that have this kind of functionality. Something like the Peacemaker, where you can build up charges by using character abilities, and then it'll change the functionality for the weapon when you ADS. It shoots out that big volley. So possibly that's what we're seeing here with this weapon. And there's a question of how does it build up the power charges? How does it get that voltage? And how does that function? And I don't see anything in the trailer that exactly represents what I would expect from the Excava. And the last mention is of this mysterious trade agent. This is all we've seen. All the websites are just kind of posting this as a trade agent. Now, we did get an update from Nexon several weeks ago that said that they want to add in a NPC, a vendor in Albion, that will be able to take your excess materials, blueprints, all of that, and convert it into a brand new currency, and then you can then spend that currency at the vendor to get stuff. So this isn't really trade. Like, it's not like an auction house or a trade system. You're not trading with other players to get extra value. And I'd be shocked if a system like that went in as quick as just a couple weeks after they mentioned it, unless they had been working on it all along. This is probably just a very simple short-term solution for the excess of extra drops. So when you have 19 spiral catalyst blueprints for Kyle, you'll be able to convert those into something. I don't know if it's gold, I don't know if it's Kuiper, or if it is a new unique currency that you use directly at that vendor, that NPC, and then you can buy something. I don't know what it is that allow you to buy. Maybe you can buy crystallization catalyst blueprints or the activator blueprints, which are the, you'd need those forever. Those are infinite. You always want those. Or maybe you can buy modules, maybe the combinable modules. We'll have to see, but it seems like the only thing that the news outlets are posting on is the idea that a trade agent, an NPC, is coming to Albion with this season update. So that's where we're at with Season 1. A lot of mystery going around about this specific concept, but we don't have much longer to wait. Season 1 is starting on August 29th, and next week we have Gamescom, which is likely when Nexon had intended to announce all of these things officially with better explanation as to what these things are, what these systems are, and how they function. So we're not worrying about hearsay and conjecture from third-party sources about what's going to happen. So we just have a little bit to go. On the 23rd is going to be an Xbox trailer, which might tell us more about this, and we're going to have more Gamescom activities next week. And even if we get nothing next week, we only have like a week and a half left until Season 1 launches anyway. And hopefully most, if not all of this, makes it into the patch, because a lot of this stuff is really cool and interesting. But of course, let me know what you think about it down below. If you found value in today's video, leave a like down below, leave a comment for the algorithm to help this video get seen by more people. And don't forget to check out my other channels for other content and other stuff and other things.